Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you are new here, welcome back if you are not. It's Baby Jesus here with another New World guide. Today we're going to be veering off from our normal, resource gathering guides, and today we're just going to be looking at a gold making guide. Now we are going to jump right into it, and we're going to be starting in Monarch's Bluff. Now you guys are getting familiar with this area if you guys have watched the Life Bloom, Life Jewel gathering guide, because we're going to be starting and ending in almost the exact same locations. So what you're going to want to do, this is the whole map right now, you're going to want to use the fast travel at Akranar Gate, and you're going to want to go due west to the Awful Grotto. Now what we are going to be farming today is we are going to be farming rawhides. Now rawhides in and of themselves are not rare, they're extremely common. You can get them from skinning basically any animal, but what's very nice about them is they're used for the town board quests, and a lot of people use them just to power level their tanning and crafting. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come over to Awful Grotto, and you're going to want to make sure that you have a ranged weapon. Now why is a ranged weapon important? Is because the way we're going to be doing this is we're going to be pulling all of the aggro from these lynxes here, the Divine Rise Lynx, and we're going to be killing them all in the exact same spot. And it's very important because it's going to make our skinning way more efficient. Now why are we here? Well, the lynx has an extremely short or fast cooldown. So meaning they spawn extremely fast, like sub 1 minute typically. So you're going to want to come in and you're going to be hanging out here. Now there is a ton of other materials to gather whilst you are doing this if you want. And you're just going to want to pull the aggro of every single lynx you see. And you're just going to want to kite them around. And, when you have 4 or 5, that's when you want to really, maybe start killing. So you're just going to go like this. You're going to try and aggro them all down, or kill them all down, and just get them all in the same spot. Okay, just like that. Now, in and of itself, not a very complicated route. You're just going to start and end in the Awful Grotto. You're going to run around, do as many loops as you possibly can, and just skin everything. Now, my skinning speed in Monarch's Bluff is not the fastest thing known to man, but you guys can see you're getting on average about 30 rawhide per lynx. Now, you're not going far, which means that this makes it even easier, and you can be getting anywhere between 1,000 to 5,000 rawhides an hour, which is obscene. Now, that seems like a lot of materials, which it is, but what's even crazier about this is the price they sell for. On average, on my server, which is the Nepenthe server on US East, rawhides sell for anywhere between 0.3 gold and 0.6 gold a piece, which means that if you were selling them for 0.3 gold and you make 5,000 in an hour, you're getting close to 1,400 gold an hour, give or take. Now what's even crazier is if you're selling them at 0.6 or 0.5 even, or you can go right in the middle and say like 0.45, then all of a sudden you're not just getting 1,400 an hour, you're getting upwards of 2,000, close to 3,000 gold per hour. Now you guys saw I finished skinning them, and I've already started seeing the respawns here. So we're going to go back to our ranged weapon. We're going to pull his aggro. We're going to run around. We're going to pull him. Run away a little bit. We're going to pull him. Again, you want to be grabbing as many of these as possible just because you don't want to be running around and losing time with kiting, or you have to, or finding the materials. Again, this. Just want to kite them around a little bit. Now, the spear isn't arguably the best weapon to be doing this with. If you have your rapier or whatnot, or your axe or great hammer, stuff that can do a lot more AoE damage, that's probably better. But you guys can see that's another 4 there. So that's already 9 lynxes in the span of maybe 3 minutes. Now, you guys can see 31 hide. We're already at 181 raw hides. Now, you guys are obviously going to get a couple more rare materials at the same time. Be that, eyes, fangs. You guys can see some fur as well, some tier 3 material. So you guys can get a lot of various different mats from this, as well as upgrading and leveling up your skinning very, very fast. Now, we're just going to finish off this little bunch here. You guys can see already almost at 300 in 3 minutes. Now, you guys can extrapolate that data, multiply that by 20, and you guys can see, that's 1,600 just based on what I'm pulling, and I'm not pulling the full amount. So if you want to grab even more of these, you can just tag him and then keep running and stay around the grotto, and you guys will see there is a ton of these lynxes here. So we're hiding in there. We're gonna pull him, and if you guys stay around the grotto, this is their spawn point, so they will actually never lose the aggro that you pull from them. There's one that spawns around the corner sometimes. I'm gonna hit him. Now the risk you do run by pulling all of the aggro and getting all these, you see we didn't even have time to get back to the grove. The risk you do run by pulling all of this aggro is, of course, that you can just die, and that defeats the entire purpose of this. Jump out of the way. You guys can see they do drop relatively easy. And there you go. There's another solid amount of them. You say there's probably about 6 there, maybe 7. So again, you're just going to skin all of these. You can get some decent weapon XP from this, but that's not really the goal. And you guys can see there's a life moth back there, and you guys do want to gather that as well as some easy tier 5 crafting material. So again, we're not going anywhere. We're not doing anything difficult. We're not, doing anything extravagant. And again, you guys can loot those chests. I think those respawn on 45-minute timers or half-hour timers. Get some flux material, your sandpapers, your sand flux, etc., etc. Again, we're just going to keep going. You guys can see we're already at 350. We did get an animal eye that time. We did get some meat. So if you guys are doing your kitchen upgrades, then you guys can absolutely do that. Now, what's really important here is to make sure that whenever you are going to sell this, you pick the city that you're going to, or settlement that you're going to sell them in carefully. And what do I mean by that? Well, what I'll show you is a good little trick to find out if the place that you are selling is the most advantageous based on the crafting stations that are there. If you're selling rawhides, you want to be in a city that has a decent tannery level, because the people who are crafting and power leveling want to not have to move around. And also a decent level workshop, because the people who are using the higher tier materials are also going to be there. Now, on top of all this, decent aggro range on this Lynx here. Just gonna kill him and add him to the pile. You guys can see I don't even have time to kill or finish skinning the pile that we have here before the next ones spawn. The other thing you're going to want to take into consideration is typically you want to be in one of the 3 starting zones. So either your Monarch's Bluff, your First Light, or Windsward. Those are going to be where all the new people are coming in. Some of the people who don't necessarily know where to gather materials, or they just don't want to be bothered and they just want to do those job board postings as fast as humanly possible, which nothing wrong with that. So we are now officially at about the 5 or 6 minute mark of us gathering, and you guys can see we're already at 500 hides. Now we are going to just pull out our staff. We're going to pull aggro, and we're going to run. Run like our life depends on it, because, well, it relatively does. We're going to just keep going around. Tag him. Keep going. And we're going to go around the corner here. Again, for the sake of brevity here, I will get these guys all done up, and I'll show you what it looks like in the settlement. So we're going to go. I think, well, I guess we've had a decision made for us here. We are going to stop on the corner. Tag and bang. There we go. We're just getting the snotty peppers here. Quick. There we go. Now we did draw them a little bit away from the pile, so it's going to be a bit more of a pain to skin them, as well as do it, right under a bush. So we're going to have to gather those bushes first. But there we go. So you guys can see that's another 6 or 5 lynxes right there from one little pull. And by the time we're done this, you guys saw earlier, they will already be respawned. This is a perpetual farm. There is no downtime. So if you dedicate yourself an hour to this, you can go and make a ton of money. Like I said, anywhere between 1,200 gold depending on your server. There we go. We'll take that. Farmer's hat. You never know what's inside the stomach of the beast. You can make anywhere between, like I said, 1,200 to 1,400 gold, all the way up to closer to the 2,500 gold range per hour, which is insane. So you guys can see we got another animal eye. We're already at 4 of those just from this little gathering run here, and we're up to over 600 hides. Pardon me. There we go. Oh, it was 6 this time. And look at that. He already spawned right next to us. And again, if you guys want to make bigger trains and gather them further away from this the spawn point, you can do that. You guys see they spawn around the corner here. They spawn down the hill. All this area is all their spawn, and they do have a very, very large aggro range. So you guys can see, I will probably draw his aggro right now. Yeah, there we go. And we're just going to dive away from him there. Not doing very well. There we go. And again, by the time we're done these, we should be able to just walk away, and that's the one to our left spawns again. Again, another animal eye. You guys can see those are tier 4 crafting regions if you guys want to use those, do any crafting, or just sell them. On my server, they're not even worth selling. They sell for, I think, a penny a piece. So barely even worth my time to post it up. You won't even get your listing fee back. Now, after we're done this, we're just going to walk away from the aggro range of these bad boys, and we're going to leave this area. And I'm just going to show you guys what I mean. So we're down here. There should be no spawns down here. We're going to open up our map, and you're going to check out the settlement. So you're going to go here, and what you want to do is you want to see a tannery. Obviously, you want a higher level tannery, so this is a tier 3, not bad. A tier 4 workshop, that's ideal. We're going to see here, in Windsward, we have a tier 3 tannery and a tier 4 workshop, so we can sell there as well. First Light, you can see here, tier 2 tannery, so you sort of want to avoid that. Tier 2 tannery, you want to avoid that. Everfall has a tier 3. Tier 2. So again, I think Brightwood might have the highest one on our server. It's still tier 3. So on my server, it's not really that important, but you guys can see that is how you would check out where to sell your materials. And that goes for anything. If you're dealing with smelters, then, you know, your ores, you want to be somewhere that has a higher level or a smelter level. And we're just going to recall. Windsor is my home base, so it feels right to go back there. Now I'll just go show you what my server is looking like in terms of rawhides, and I will be there in a second. Now, I chose my house location based on the closest area that I was leaving all the time for my mining routes, as well as close to all the crafting locations. So, pretty close to the trading post. Again, that's all preference. I just wanted it to be relatively close. So, you guys can see the trading post in our server is decently upgraded, as well as the smelter and everything. So, we are just going to go here and check it out. So, you guys can see if you want to go into sell and resources, we're gonna scroll down to rawhide. A lot of stuff on me here. There we go. So you saw there, we got almost 1,000 rawhides just from that one little route. Apparently it was closer to that. I must have had some in storage. But again, sell order. There's people buying them at 15. We don't want to do that. You guys can see here, 0.26. So a little lower than we were expecting, but nonetheless, if you wanted to do some quick math here, you guys can see even if we were selling them at the 0.26, which is pretty low, and if you're getting about 5,000 an hour, you're getting about 1,300 gold per hour. Now, again, if you miss him and you go to the next tier up, which is, 0.3, 0.35, it's still early in the day for my server, so it's going to get a lot more populated. We're going to go like this. We're going to go 0.25. We're going to undercut him. We're going to increase that listing, and we are going to put it on for a day. We don't want to pay the higher listing fee. And you just place that order. This will sell in 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, depending how busy your server is and the time of day. So that is about it. Again, this route will get you, it's not even a route, this area will get you anywhere between, I would say conservatively, 1,000 gold all the way up to 3,000 gold per hour, depending on your server. But that's it, guys. Remember, all you do is you come to the Achernar Gate fast travel point. If you don't know where that is, it's right here on the map. And you just want to go to the Awful Grotto. Now, what's nice is you can loop this in and do it with the Life Jewel, Life Bloom route that I've provided beforehand. That'll be in the link below. And just, cap them all together. But I like to do things very pointedly and with purpose. So we do one or the other. Now, if you guys wanted to take a look, you can always check out the other trading posts. If you want to go see what things are selling for in Brightwood, for example, if you go rawhide and just search up rawhide, you can see in Brightwood it's selling for 0.75. So if I really wanted to, I would go to Brightwood. Or, Cleve Point, you can see they're selling for, well, they aren't. Cut the skis, you can see 0.33. So if you're smart about it, you can take a look at this and just see where things are selling better. 0.35. First Light, again, the starting areas are always going to be better. 0.6. Again, all of these, Monarch's Bluff, where we just were, if we wanted to go to that city, 0.58. So the amount of money that you can make is effectively doubled versus what I'm making here in Windsward. But again, just double check all of your markets and see where the best place to post them is there. But that'll wrap this one up today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, checking it out. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. If you like the video, please like it. I wouldn't say tell all your friends because, most people are already playing NewWorld and have their own thing. But if you did find it useful and you would like to see other guides, please do let me know what you would like to see and what you'd be interested in. And I will gladly try and accommodate. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you so damn much. And have yourselves an amazing day. Talk to you next time.